Hi everybody, my name is Paula and I'd like to welcome you to my Real Polish Fanatic YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some of your day with me. I do appreciate you being here. Today we are going to be talking about OPI Summer Make 'em Jelly collection. I'm going to have both the regular line and the Infinite Shine line, the full collections, to share with you. Today we are going to showcase the regular lineup. There are 12 polishes in this summer 2025 collection from OPI, and they're all in the regular line. They are all creams, jellies, or sheer jellies. So I have them painted on my nails. I have 10 of the 12 of them on my nails. I have them on a swatch wheel. I'm not going to show them over black because I don't think creams and jellies do all that much over black, so we won't be seeing that. But I have them matted and we'll see them in 3 coats. And like I said, they're on my nails. Very nice. And yeah, so I purchased my OPI collections from a website called polishpick.com. That is where you can find them. The regular lineup, they retail on that website for $6 each, so about half price, I think, of regular retail. And the Infinite Shines are $7.25 each. So again, about half price from the regular retail price. So that's pretty awesome. And shipping isn't too bad. I usually buy both collections at the same time. So shipping, if you just get one polish, it's $5.50, and then it goes up from there. If you get 2 to 3, it's $6.75. 4 to 5 is $8.25, and 6 polishes to 29 polishes is $13. So I paid $13 for 24 polishes. That's not too bad, I don't think. And they come pretty quickly. I see the website still is listing the summer collection as pre-order or pre-sale. And I don't know, I got mine in the mail today, so I think that they are probably shipping out now, and maybe she just hasn't updated the website. But I've been very happy with polishpick.com. That is where I've been buying my OPI collections for many, many years. From back when I was doing my written blog, I was purchasing it even from Polishpick. Never had the couple, maybe 2 problems I've had over all those years, and both of them were handled very quickly from customer service, so no complaints at all about them. So my OPI videos are always my most viewed videos on my channel, so if you have not been here before, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad that you stopped in. They're also my most disliked videos. They're the ones I get the most thumbs down on, but oh well, can't please everybody, I suppose. But yeah, so I have 12 polishes today in the regular lineup to show you from the OPI Summer 2025 Make 'em Jelly collection. So let's go ahead, we're gonna turn the camera around and we're just gonna jump right in. All right, so like I said, on my nails, I have 10 of these 12 polishes, and something else I'm gonna show you when we get to one of them. When I saw one of them, I thought for sure it was going to be a dupe of a much loved OG Sally Hansen Pacific Blue, and I painted up a swatch wheel to show you that comparison. It's not quite right, but it's so close. But so if you've ever missed out on a Pacific Blue, there's one in here that you might like. All right, let's zoom on in here. All right, let's get started. Once again, this is OPI Summer 2025 Make 'em Jelly collection in the regular lineup. And probably, hopefully tomorrow, I can get the Infinite Shine portion collection up. All right, so first up is this beautiful baby pink. It's kind of a purpley pink, a little bit purple, a little bit pink. This one is called Baby Pink Again. And this is just a beautiful cream formula. I have that one here on my index finger. These all had surprisingly good formulas for being jellies and creams, and even the sheer ones had pretty good formulas. So this is Baby Pink Again in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat on my index finger there. Excellent formula, very nice soft pink color. And here it is on the swatch wheel. I have this big daddy swatch wheel. This thing is so huge. I've got to figure out where I can put things. All right, but here is Baby Pink Again. Here we have it in one coat. This little nail got broke, but here it is in one coat. Here it is in two coats, and this one is 3 coats with a matte top coat. The matte top coats, they all look fine on these. It doesn't do a whole lot. Some of them are better than others, but I think that's a nice look with the matte top coat if that's something you'd want to do. But let's go in. We're going to put on a 3rd coat right here. Really nice formulas. Some of the sheerer polishes were a little bit runny, and they would run into my cuticles as I was painting them, but otherwise, like, the finished product, I think, turned out quite nicely. So here is Baby Pink Again in 1 coat. Here it is in 3 coats, and 3 coats matte. Very pretty. This one is Baby Pink Again. Very nice. And again, that is 3 coats on the swatch wheel there, and just 2 coats on me. 2 coats. I think it was very nice coverage, and just 2 on my nail. All right, up next is the one I thought maybe would be a dupe for that much loved, discontinued, changed Sally Hansen Pacific Blue. I'm gonna put a little piece of black here behind us. So here it is in the bottle. This one is called Blew Them All Away. This is, again, just a nice cream formula. I did not put this one on my nails, so I can't show it to you on me. That is pretty color accurate there over the black. It may be coming out just a little bit darker on your screen than it is in person. This is very nice. And let's take a look at the swatch wheel. Here we have that one in 1 coat. Here it is in 2 coats, and this one's 3 coats with the matte top coat. I'm kind of liking that with the matte top coat. It's kind of fun. We'll go in and we'll put on a 3rd coat. I feel like that's too dark. That's even darker. It's not that dark of a blue. It is a little bit lighter. But let's put on our 3rd coat. Let me see what I could. Let me see if I put my hand behind it. It's coming out a bit darker on the camera than it is in person. It's just a nice kind of dusty, just a medium blue, kind of a dusty one though. Very pretty. So here is Blew Them All Away in 1 coat, 3 coats, and 3 coats matte. Again, I don't have this one on my nail to show you that way, but this was the one that I did a quick comparison. I'm just going to show it right now to this much loved, discontinued Sally Hansen Pacific Blue. It says right down here, Pacific Blue. If you're at all familiar with this polish, this was a polish from many, many years ago, and they discontinued it, and then they kind of brought it back, the same name, but a totally different polish. It was like a darker blue. I think it might have even had shimmer in it or something, but this polish is just like the most perfect blue color. So here they are. It's hard to find a place on this bottle where you can see them, but here they are together. I really thought that this OPI blue was going to be a nice dupe, and again, that's just so much darker than what it is in real life, but I don't know what else I could do to get it to come out accurately. But there they are together, and on the swatch wheel I did over here, I have the ones with the S is the Sally Hansen Pacific Blue, and the ones with the O is OPI Blew Them All Away. So here are those two in 1 coat. So they're pretty similar. The Sally Hansen is just a tad darker. I was so looking forward to this being a dupe, but when I got them swatched up, they're just not quite there. So here they are in 2 coats, the Sally Hansen in 2 coats and the OPI in 2 coats. There's just like no match to that Sally Hansen. And here they are in 3 coats. Here's Pacific Blue, and here is Blew Them All Away from OPI. So the Sally Hansen is just a shade darker, but this blue also is very, very pretty. It's a beautiful medium tone blue. So what I thought was gonna be a dupe, not quite there. Pretty close, but just not quite there. All right, moving on. The third polish in this collection, I'm just showing them in alphabetical order too, in case you were wondering what order I was showing, is this beautiful red. Let's see. That looks pretty close there. Beautiful, beautiful red. This one is called Blushin Pride. And this is another, it said this was a cream formula. I would almost consider it a little bit more of a jelly. It's not a sheer jelly, but here it is on my middle finger. This polish is so beautiful with just a fantastic formula. This is just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. It just went on like butter. It was so smooth and so easy to put on, and just a beautiful, beautiful red. It's kind of a like salmony red almost, or I'm not really good at warm or cool colors, but I don't think this is a blue-based red. I think this is more of like a pinky, orangey kind of red, but just beautiful. There it is, 2 coats with a glossy top coat on me. And then we'll look at the swatch wheel here. Here we have it in 1 coat. This is 2 coats and 3 coats with the matte top coat. Again, that's pretty fun with the matte top coat. We'll go in and put on a 3rd coat right here. So there it is now, 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. Very nice. Excellent, excellent formula. And that one is Blushin Pride. 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. And here's that one on me, 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And then 3 coats on the swatch wheel. So beautiful, I love that one. That would be one of my top picks of this collection. And then up next we have this pretty one here. This one is called Candied Clawz. And this one is considered a sheer jelly. So there it is. I looked up the OPI website to see if I could find any descriptions or anything for these, and this collection's not even listed on their on OPI.com yet, so I couldn't get you any official descriptions. But this is kind of an unusual one. Here it is on me. Again, this is a sheer jelly, and this is 3 coats with a glossy top coat. I can still see my nail line through it, but it's kind of a fun, that looks pretty color accurate right there actually. It's just sort of like what it's called, Cotton Candied Clawz. It does sort of remind me of a cotton candy pink. So yeah, this is nice. The formula was good, a little bit runny, went into my sidewalls a little bit, but overall I think the end product is very nice. And here is that one on the swatch wheel. Here we have it in 1 coat, 2 coats, and 3 coats matte. And again, that may be just, that's too dark. That's pretty close to color. It's maybe just a little bit darker on the monitor than it is here in person, but this one looks very color accurate. These two maybe are showing up just a tad darker for you on the screen than it is in person. So we'll go in here, but put on a 3rd coat. This is just a very nice sheer jelly, but it has a very nice formula. Could use these for jelly sandwiches where you put kind of something glittery or like a flaky or something in between 2 layers of the jelly to change up the look. or you could use these in nail art. Or if you just like a little bit more of a translucent look and you don't mind your nail line showing a little bit, just wear it right there on its own. Here we have Cotton Candied Clawz in 1 coat, 3 coats, and 3 coats matte. And that one on me is right there in 3 coats. There it is. Very nice. Up next we have a nice yellow. And this one is called Daffodil Duckwalk. This one is a cream formula. Nice yellow. Let's see, let me see it with the black behind it. It's a little bit more muted. Definitely not that color. It's even a little bit more muted than this. Kind of like a buttercup yellow. It's not that bright. If that's looking very bright, like highlighter yellow, it's not. It's kind of a more subdued buttercup kind of yellow. Here it is on me in, this is just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. The first coat, if I'd done it correctly, it would have been fine, but I worked it a little bit too much, so it went on a little bit streaky on the first coat, but the second coat just pretty much covered up the streaks and everything. So this is just 2 coats with a glossy top coat on me. Let's take a look at this one on the swatch wheel. Here we have it. Again, not that bright. It's a little bit more subdued than that. A little bit more buttercup. 1 coat, 2 coats, and 3 coats matte. We'll go in and put on a 3rd coat. Right here. Again, I think for a yellow, this has a pretty good formula. Like I said, if I hadn't overworked it on my pinky nail, it would have went on much better. But here we have Daffodil Duckwalk in 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte, and it is not that bright highlighter yellow. It is a nice, more subdued buttercup. No, I can't get it to come out accurately, but it is just a nice softer than that buttercup. All right, up next, we have a beautiful pink. This is so pretty. This one is called Em Magenta. Just a very pretty medium kind of pink. Here you can see that one on my thumb. Again, this is just 2 coats. This one is, they considered a cream. Yeah, I'd say it's a cream. But here it is, just 2 coats and a glossy top coat on my thumb. Very pretty. Let me see if we look at that over black. Nope, I don't think that's quite right. Yeah, very nice, just a medium pink. And here we have it on the swatch wheel. Here we have it in 1 coat, 2 coats, and 3 coats matte. I do kind of like that one with the matte top coat also. It's kind of a fun look. So let us put on a 3rd coat. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're familiar with OPI brushes, but they're kind of nice. They're not too bad. They are not super wide, not fluffy though, so I didn't really have any trouble painting with them. I do like a wider brush, and I wish that they'd go to paddle brushes, but not too bad. So here now we have Em Magenta in 1 coat, 3 coats, and 3 coats matte. Very, very pretty. Em Magenta. And that one on me, let's see, is right there, and that's just 2 coats. I think I can see my nail line just a little bit through there still, but that doesn't bother me, so I stopped at 2. Very nice. All right, up next, we have this beautiful blue. This one is called Indigo Off. This one is, they're considering a sheer jelly. Very pretty, kind of a royal blue. That does look pretty color accurate right there. This one I have over here on this index finger in 3 coats. My whole right hand will be 3 coats with a glossy top coat. So here's Indigo Off and 3 coats, glossy top coat. Very nice, good formula. It seems very even. Didn't have like patchiness issues or anything like that that you sometimes might find with a jelly polish. And here it is on the swatch wheel in 1 coat, 2 coats, and 3 coats matte. Let's just see. I think that's pretty close. Yeah, it's better than that. So we'll go in and put on a 3rd coat. I love the squishiness of a jelly polish. I think they're so, when they're nice and plump and juicy looking, love that look on nails. So here we have it now. I feel like it has maybe just a tad of green in it. It's a little bit more teal-ish than that. That's as best as I can get it, I think, with this lighting setup. But here we have Indigo Off in 1 coat, 3 coats, and 3 coats matte. Very nice. And here it is on me. It comes up a bit darker on me than it does on the swatch wheel. That does look pretty accurate on my finger. That is 3 coats with a glossy top coat. All right, up next we have another red. This one is called, this is the namesake. This is called Make 'em Jelly. And this one is also considered a sheer jelly. I have that one right here on this middle finger. This is, once again, 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Can still see my nail line a little bit through there, but it's just so shiny and so nice. I like it. And that one on the swatch wheel is right here. It's looking quite pink on the swatch wheel. Let me see. That's color accurate. This is it in 1 coat. This is it in 2 coats and 3 coats with the matte top coat. We will go in. In the bottle, this looks kind of like a tomato red. Let's see what the 3rd coat does. Got a little bit too much on there. Like I said, these sheer jellies were a little bit runny. Don't put too much on your brush. You know, it's easy enough to clean up if it gets into your cuticles or side walls, but, you know, just be a little bit more careful with how much you put on the brush, and maybe you won't have the problems that I did. But here it is. Here is namesake for the collection, Make 'em Jelly. 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. And that looks pretty color accurate right there. That's the color. And then on me, just a little bit darker. There it is in just, this also is 3 coats with a glossy top coat. A little bit darker on me than on the swatch wheel. It looks a little bit more red on me than this kind of, what you're seeing there is accurate to what I'm seeing, but then if you see it on me, it's just a little bit more red. Very nice. All right, up next, when I painted this on the swatch wheel, I was like, I cannot even see it. Very nice neutral, almost nothing color. This one is called Pearl Clutching Behavior, and this is a sheer jelly. Just a very kind of nice pinky beige. I have that one right here on my ring finger. Again, this is 3 coats with a glossy top coat. And on me, this is one of those just sort of, you know, your nails but better kind of thing, or I don't know, it's I don't know. it would make for, maybe the night on me, it would make for a nice base for like a French manicure possibly. But yeah, I mean, I still like it. It's a very clean looking palette cleanser. If you've been wearing a lot of dark colors and you just want to go a little more bare, this would be perfect. 3 coats with a glossy top coat. And I don't even know if I should do this on the swatch wheel because you literally cannot even see it. But here it is in 1 coat, 2 coats, 3 coats matte. Yeah, you cannot even see that on the swatch wheel, but we'll still just go ahead, put on a 3rd coat. That may have added just a little bit. That 3rd coat on there may have added just a little bit to it, but yeah. This one is, I do like the name though, Pearl Clutching Behavior. 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. And might be better to get this one, get you a bottle shot with it on me. This is it on me in 3 coats. Try and hide everything else. 3 coats with a glossy top coat. That's what it looks like on me. All right, got 3 more to go. Up next is a pretty green. This one. Let's see what it looks like behind the black. Nope, this is pretty color accurate there. It's just a little, no, I think that actually looks pretty good. This one is called Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy. Just a nice, this is kind of an unusual green. I'm not sure. Let's look at it on me and see what color we think it is. This is it, again, a sheer jelly. This is it in 3 coats with that glossy top coat. There you go. You can still see my nail line a little bit through it. It's maybe just a tad darker on me than it is showing on the camera, but that's pretty close. So this is just sort of like, this is an unusual green actually. It's sort of, it's not olive, it's not like a spring green, it's not like a hunter green. I'm not sure what color green this is, but it is a little bit unusual and a little bit unique to greens that I've seen. But yeah, very nice. We'll look at it on the swatch wheel. Here it is in 1 coat, 2 coats, 3 coats matte. Put on our 3rd coat. Right here, again, more of a sheer jelly. Maybe this is sort of like a jade green. I would go with jade green. I think that would be, yeah, I think jade green is actually a pretty good description. Let me just see if black makes any difference. That's actually pretty accurate right there. 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. Kind of like that with the matte top coat too. And this one is called Pose in Ivy, like poison ivy. Yeah, that looks pretty color accurate. And then on me, there it is. 3 coats on the swatch wheel and then 3 coats on me with a glossy top coat. All right, up next, we have a pretty kind of tangerine-y orange. Let's see. I think that looks pretty accurate right there. Kind of a little bit of black showing and a little bit of white showing. So this one is called Prideful Peach. Another sheer jelly. Very nice. You can see that one here on my thumb. Again, 3 coats with a glossy top coat. This is like a tangerine orange. It's again kind of an unique orange color, kind of tangerine-y. When I was looking at it outside earlier, it looked a little bit brownish almost, like an orangey brown. But yeah, 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Take a look at it on the swatch wheel. Here we have it. Let's see. It's a little more peach so far on here. 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. That does not look, that looks closer. It's a little bit darker on your monitor than it is here in person, probably. Let's put on our 3rd coat. Yeah, so like tangerine comes to mind when I look at this one. But yeah, I feel like it has like just a drop of brown or something in it too. Kind of an unusual orange, kind of pretty. This one is called Prideful Peach. It could go peach. I could see it being a peach color. I feel like, let's just see. That's somewhat similar to what I'm seeing, just a little bit darker, I think, on your screen than it is in person. But this is Prideful Peach. 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. And the last one I have to show you, beautiful purple. Beautiful, beautiful purple. This one is a cream formula. It is called Vogue and Violet. Just a beautiful, I didn't have enough fingers to put this one on. I wanted to make sure I got the sheer colors on my nails so you could see how they looked on, you know, a real hand. So I didn't have enough fingers for this one, but this looks beautiful. Look at it here on the swatch wheel. Here we have it in 1 coat, 2 coats, 3 coats matte, and let's see. I think that is pretty close to color accurate there. We'll go in and put on our 3rd coat. It's kind of a dusty, like a dusty, what shade of purple would that be? Like a, not quite plum. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what shade that is, but it's really pretty, and it is a little bit dusty. And it's not that bright. I think that's a little more accurate than with the black. But very nice, loving a purple. This one is Vogue and Violet. 1 coat, 3 coats, 3 coats matte. Kind of like that with the matte top coat too. All right, so here they are. That was all 12 of them. Got the baby pink. All these. This red is a top favorite. I love the formula of that one going on. I do really like this kind of pinky color that's here on my thumb. I like that one. These are all actually quite nice, and the formulas are not too bad. Even this really kind of sheer one, the formula still was just really perfect. Like I said, it was a bit runny. It did go into my sidewalls and my cuticle, but the formula itself is not patchy. None of these are. They're not patchy. They're not streaky, nothing like that. So yeah, very nice. 3 coats on all of those. Those are all the sheer ones. Over here, this one is a sheer one. The rest are creams. I think this one's a little bit more of like a cream jelly, like a crelly kind of thing, but just going by the way it applied, it applied so nicely. But even this baby pink here, that is a cream, excellent formula. Really, really nice. So that's what I have for you. And just to let you know, on my nails, what I used for like base coat, top coat, all that sort of stuff, I just used this OPI Natural Nail Base Coat. I had this one down here, so I used that as the base coat. And then for the top coat, Diane from Polish Pick actually had this in my package today. And this is OPI Rapid Dry. That's what I use. It's very shiny, and it did dry rapidly quick. It was so quick. I've actually used this in the past, and this was one of my favorite glossy top coats. So this was a good one, and thank you, Diane, if you happen to see this, for sending this in my order. But yeah, it's so shiny, and it dried really, really quickly too. Look at that. I'm loving this top coat, so you may want to look at that when you're at the polishpick.com looking at your OPIs. They also sell Morgan Taylor. They used to have China Glaze. I'm not sure what's up with China Glaze right now, but yeah, so that, and they do have the gel line of OPI too, if you need the gel formulations. I didn't look up the price. I know those always cost a little bit more, but they do have them at polishpick.com. Super happy. I kind of really like these. I mean, it's not earth-shatteringly, you know, new and improved or anything like that. But I mean, these are nice colors and they had very nice formulas. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn the camera around. We'll finish this up. All right, so that was OPI Summer 2025 Make 'em Jelly collection. So fun. I do love a good squishy jelly, and there are quite a few of them in this collection. Here is my Big Daddy swatch wheel. Look, it's as big as my head. It's so big. So this was the regular lineup. Tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I can get the Infinite Shine portion done. I have them here. I haven't even opened the boxes yet to take a sneak peek, but yeah, excited to see what those are like. So come back, and if you're new here and you enjoy my videos, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving me a comment, and liking the video. Liking the video always helps with algorithms, all that good stuff. But I think that's all I have for you. 12 pieces, OPI Make 'em Jelly. Regular lineup, very nice. Here they are once again on my hands. Very nice. Excellent formulas all around. Probably the one that gave me the most trouble was the yellow, but even that, I think that was partially my fault for trying to overwork it as I was applying it. But otherwise, really, really happy with this little collection. Like I said, nothing earth-shatteringly new, but a nice basic colors and everything. And actually, a couple of the colors are a little bit unique. The green, that kind of jade green, and the orange, the kind of tangerine-y, peachy, I don't know, I feel like it has a drop of brown in it or something. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping in and spending some of your day with me. I really do appreciate you being here. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Whatever is on your mind. What did you think of this collection? Did you have any favorites? Like I said, my favorites were the red one that is on my middle finger. I guess I should be careful how I show you that one. But that red is so nice. Even that little baby pink cream, just really nice formulas. So I'm really liking these. It always helps when a polish has a good formula. It makes you like it a little bit more. But yeah, let me know in the comments anything on your mind. I would love to hear from you. But that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm just gonna say goodbye for now.